Hi everybody, so today I've got the brand new Lunar New Year release from MAC, the Luxe collection. I've actually got everything from this collection, so I've got the face palette in here, both of the Silky Matte lipstick shades, and all three of the Dazzle liquid eyeshadows. And from MAC's brand new Nude lip collection, I've made my one and only pick actually of one lipstick and one liner, both new shades. Both shades I think I'd get on with, but in all honesty, these were the only ones that really appealed to me, which is why they're the only ones I've got. But I want to show you the one I've got. I think I will try that on right at the very end of this video, after I've tried on everything in this collection. So I'm really excited to try this collection. The minute I saw this launch, the colours in this really appealed to me. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how these are going to look on me. And if you're new here, hi, my name's Hannah. I'm 48. I'm not a professional. I'm just somebody who loves makeup and beauty. And here on my channel, I review the latest products, give you my favourite looks and any beauty news you might be interested in. If you think you'd be interested in this, please do subscribe to my channel. It's ever so useful to me here on YouTube. And if you're already subscribed, welcome back. I really appreciate you being here. And my skin type for matching up with these shades, I've got fair to light skin with neutral/cool undertones, and I've got blue eyes. Anyway, enough about me, let's get straight into this video. So super quickly off topic, I've just had a minor breakthrough here with the Hourglass Illusion, which if you've followed my latest updates and reviews on this, I've struggled so much to make this work. But this morning, it actually worked really well. So my new application method, if you've got this in your collection, was actually the MAC Serumizer, something I already had, and I do really love this, but it's quite lightweight. So I tend to go for thicker creams in the winter when I think I need more hydration, but because the Illusion Hourglass foundation has so much skincare in, I need to go for something lighter. So I thought I'd try this. So this is a serum and a moisturizer in one. So my skincare this morning was literally toner, vitamin C, SPF, let it all dry down, come back later, then apply this as my primer, a very light layer. And I also used a sponge instead of a brush, and it worked so much better. So if you want to try Hourglass and you have my skin type, or if you've got it and you're struggling, this is my best method recommendation, a sponge application with the MAC Serumizer or something superbly similar. So very lightweight, and it worked. So hurrah, I've made a breakthrough. Still not my favourite though, I still prefer the Dior. Anyway, let's get back onto topic. So I'm going to start with this face palette. All I've got on is my base. I've got no contour, nothing, so I'm completely colour free, looking very pale. So I'm looking forward to getting some contour on first, but I kept these in the boxes to show you the boxes because I think they're really pretty. So here is the box for the face palette. Isn't that fabulous? So this palette is £55. And it has 4 sculpting and highlighting multi-use powders, each giving a luminous, well-defined finish in ultra glossy shade shifting packaging. I've got it backwards there. So the packaging is lovely colour, but it's a shame really we don't get this lovely snake skin that we get on the box. I would have quite liked that on the packaging. And also it is cardboard. It's very heavy cardboard. It doesn't feel like super cheap cardboard. It's almost like it's been coated with something, so it's not terribly cheap, but it's still one of these that will not stand up on its own. It's got a very big mirror. It doesn't feel very cheap to look at, but yeah, it could be more solid, couldn't it? Anyway, let's look at the colours in here. So we've got the sort of snake print embossed into these. I'll do a quick swatch of all 4 on my hand for you. So here they are swatched on the back of my hand. So this shade here looks like it could be the sort of better contour shade for me, so that's what I'll start with. And this one is probably a better bronzer shade for me. This one definitely looks too deep, but could be an eyeshadow crease shade. And then we have this highlight here. So I'm someone who always uses a cream contour before putting my powder on. So today I haven't done that, so I've just powdered on top, and I have powdered all over today to give this the best chance, because powder on top of powder does tend to work better. So maybe I'll start with trying contouring the nose. So using my trusty BK Beauty 207, I'll go into this one here, the lightest of the 3 bronzing contour shades. Quite a bit of kickback with this. Now see if this is, it's very light, so I think for my skin tone it's looking like quite a perfect sort of contour shade. I'm taking that slightly under the brow and then down, so you can hardly see it really. It really is very, very light. And I've got the Nikki LaRose N16 to sort of fluff this out. I like to use the more dense brush to apply it, then a brush like this to sort of fluff it out. I am used to doing creams much more than I am powders. I find them a little bit easier, to be honest, for this purpose, but you can do a powder and it can work quite well. I'm going to use the small end of my Mario F4 brush. There's a lot of kickback coming up here. So now applying this as a contour line here. Definitely not a scary shade, this one. Pretty perfect actually for my skin tone, for a very, very light contour. The kickback is actually less now. Maybe it was just that very first swipe across it. And also taking some underneath the chin here. It is nice to see some cool tones in these palettes. If like me, you're always looking out for those cool tones. So we are getting one in this one, which is good. And then around the edge of the forehead, I'm going to take this same shade here. Well, that's worked really well. It's gone on very well. It's not patchy, very quick and easy to apply, and a perfect contour shade. So that's a really good start. And with the thicker end of this brush, I'm going to go into this one here and use this as my bronzer. Just take this on the sort of higher point here. You can see the different shade there, a lot warmer. Maybe a tad warmer than I might choose my bronzer to be, but not too bad at all really for my complexion. It's not too yellow at all. And then bring it up here. Now, I don't think I would ever use this one as a bronzer, but I'm just going to put a tiny bit just to show you in case you're fair skinned like me and you want to see how this looks. So if I just go in with a tiny amount on the brush and take it here, straight away you can see how much deeper and more red that is. It's almost like a blush shade. So maybe that could be one purpose for this. It could be used as a sort of bronzy blush shade. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to add any more because that really doesn't work too well for me up here as a bronzer. So I think what I'll do, actually maybe I will just use it as a blush shade today. So didn't think I'd be doing that. So I think I'll take a little bit now of the second lightest just to finish off the top of the forehead here. And then back into this deepest and putting a little bit here. And rather than blending out the actual bronzer, I'm going to go straight into a finishing powder, my YSL in shade 1 and my Buffer Pro. And now just start blending this out so that hopefully they all meet together quite nicely. I think that worked really well actually. So I've managed to use all 3 of the brown shades for different purposes. But what I'll now use the second lightest for, I think, is for the eyes. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I've got my BK Beauty 2, it's rubbed off the number on this one. Is it 202? Anyway, the fluffy brush from BK Beauty. And I don't know whether to go for the lightest. Actually, I will. I'm going to go for this one, the lightest. And I'm going to take this into my crease to see how this shows up. This is very light, but I'm going to be using the Dazzle shadows today. So I want those to be the centerpiece of the eyes. I don't really want much here. Just a little bit of shadow. So you could use this and then add the highlighter, and then you've got an eye look and a face look. So this is looking to be quite a good palette. You could use it for everything. Even if you're light skin toned, that darker bronzer could be used as a blush like I have today. I have to say straight away I prefer this to the Chanel face palette that came out because that had such limited possibilities for me. That one really was just a glowy highlight palette. So this one I can use for more. It's a really good sort of base. It's setting down my base shades for my eyes and for my whole face. So I can do my contour, my bronze. I could use it as a blush, like I said. I'm not sure if I would regularly, but it's not a bad idea, certainly from a travel perspective, if you wanted to really limit what you were taking. So now I could stop, maybe deepen a bit with that if I wanted to in the outer V, and then take this one all over the lid as my highlight. So then I've got everything pretty much covered in one palette. So it's not bad really. If you can use it with your skin tone anyway, you can get quite a lot of uses out of it. So really liking the formula at the moment. I've just gone into this one here, taken a little bit just to add a bit more, slight bit of warmth in the outer V. Oh yeah, I really like that. These powders are super easy to work with. I just checked and these were made in Italy, so maybe that explains why they're so good, because they really are very, very good. Very, very quick and easy to use. Virtually no blending on the eyes and virtually no blending on the face. No patchiness anywhere. Very, very good. I can see me keeping this one on my desk and using this quite a lot actually. And now with my Rapha 20 fan brush, I'm going to try this highlight, which looks like a really good shade for me. So let's just take a little bit here on the top of the cheeks. Very nice highlight that is. I think it's first impression, that very first application. It's definitely not one that's unfriendly for my mature skin, which is great news. It's giving me quite a natural glow. It's not over the top, it's not too glowy. I think that's really pretty. What do you think? I nearly skipped this palette. If you watch my Will I Buy It Won't I said I was probably going to get this whole collection minus this because I thought it was boring. And it is boring because I've got all these things in my collection 10 times over, and maybe you do too. But I do love it when a face palette is so comprehensive and you can do so much with it. I love that. And certainly when you like every single colour and they apply so easily and have multi-purposes. So far, well not so far, I've used it for everything. So I think I might use this as well as my inner corner and under the brow, but I'll leave that until I've done the rest of my eye look. But absolutely delighted with that so far, and this could become a staple in my collection, it really could. So now onto the Dazzle shadows. So I'm going to do my favourite two on both eyes and the lightest one in the sort of inner section, the inner third, so I will use all three. And again, I've kept these in the packaging to show you how beautiful the packaging is. So these are £22, so not a terrible price. And there are 3 shades released with this collection. All of them are holographic shades. And here is the packaging. So we've got these colours on the top, which I think is really cool. This one is the lightest of all of them. This is white with blue pearls. This is called Auspicious. There is Auspicious, and I am loving the look of this one already. Look at that. And we have Viperactive. So this one is holographic purple with green pearls. This is the applicator. I didn't show you with the other one. So described as purple with green pearls, but it looks mostly green to me. I can't see much in the way of purple, but we'll see how it looks on the eye. Maybe it'll pick up in the light, the purple. I've just looked on the website because it confused me that this says holographic purple with green pearls. And they've actually given the same shade description for both. That's why I've written it down that way. So there is no shade description for this. So this is green with something. There's some sort of darkness. Maybe there's a little bit of a purple shift in it, but it is green predominantly for sure. I don't know what that second one is. Is it a darker green or a purple or a blue? I'm not sure. But this is the one that is purple with green pearls. And this one is called Magic Scale. So this is Magic Scale. So this is the purple with green pearls. Can't really see the green in that. I like all three, but the shade description seems a little bit off. Anyway, apart from the first one, which said it had blue shifting, you can see a sort of icy blue in that one. Anyway, I'm looking forward to trying these out. I'll leave them on my hand to see what the dry down's like. So to apply these, I think I will use my Merit No. 2 brush, which is so good for products like this. And I think I'll start with this one. So that is the Magic Scale. And just pretty much take this. I'm going to stop here because I want to introduce that lighter one. So the first 2/3. I'm going to be quite generous because I want this to come above the crease and have it visible there. So this is not a particularly scary one. Quite a it's not overly pigmented is what I mean, and it blends out quickly and easily. I think having that bit of bronze in the crease as well really helps because it just sort of blends straight in. So it's not massively impactful considering it's a Dazzle shadow. So if you like the look of Dazzle shadows and you're a little bit wary of them being too much, this is a more subtle one, I'd say, but very pretty. I've just realised I didn't take any of this bronzer underneath the eye, so I'm just quickly adding that in with my Refa number 3 before I continue. Because I'm going to go in now with the Merit brush with the thinner end, take some off the end of the doe foot and take this under the eye as well. So I'm getting quite a reasonable amount of time to work with this, but I can feel this upper section here has already dried down. So that's good because you get time to apply it, and also it is going to dry down by the looks of it. Well, I think that's lovely and so easy. I think I'll just keep it like that. I want to keep it nice and easy, although I will build it up a little bit more here just to see if I can get a bit more pigment from it. So there we have Magic Scale. I'm not completing the eye look. I'm stopping with that inner third of the eye completely blank, and I'm moving straight onto this eye so I can go on to the one I was obviously most excited by, the green one. So this one is Viperactive. So I'm going to do exactly the same with this one. Again, it's not coming across massively pigmented, but more pigmented than this one. It's also quite sheer, so you could probably put a bit of a shade under this if you wanted to change the finished effect, slightly alter the colour. So I'm just cleaning off my Merit number 2 brush rather than getting another one out, and just going to start blending this up. So I feel like the green catches in the light, but it's incredibly sheer, so when you're looking at me you don't see the green pop, which is how I would prefer it if I'm honest. But I will build up a bit more. So if you love greens, one way to make this pop might be to actually put a green base, maybe a lighter green base, a matte one, and then put this on top. It does seem to sheer out quite a lot, this one. So taking it underneath as well with the thinner end of the Merit number 2 brush. So there we have Viperactive over the first 2/3 of the lid. And I think as the light hits it, it almost looks like I've got a patch where there's nothing there, but it is there. It's just the way it shifts in the light. I'm not sure how that's coming across on camera. I do think this could be more pigmented for me. I would like a little bit more of a green wow, but if you like more of a subtle green shimmer, then you might like this. But I don't, also when it shifts, it means it looks patchy, I think. So I'm not massively a fan of that, I have to be honest. I don't like the way that that looks, but anyway. I'm going to go in now with this last one. This one is the Auspicious, and I'm taking this into the inner section of both eyes. Now, I don't know if it'll go with these, but I wanted to show you all 3 shades, so I don't know if that bluey tint is going to work. But anyway, I'm going to take this Merit brush and just blend it in. I think it goes with this look here, which has got a sort of purpley shift. I'm not sure if it's going to go here with the green. So there we have Auspicious in that inner section on both eyes, and I wouldn't personally do what I've just done. I just wanted to show you all 3 shades because my eyes will not tolerate me taking this off and applying it again, I'm afraid. So at least you've seen all 3 colours, but I would 100% recommend just using one and not mixing them in the way that I just have. It does give you an idea of the sort of blue finish, but you are getting this sort of patchiness where, oh, I don't know, I'm really not enjoying the way these finish on me. The first one was probably the best one, this one, the purpley one, but I just feel like no matter how much I've applied it, and trust me, I've fiddled around with this off camera, it just looks a bit patchy. Like certain spots look like they've got a lot of cover, but there's plenty on there. It's just because it's so shifty. So they've actually got an equal amount of product on, but you just see it in patches. I really don't like it. Anyway, I'm going to now go back into the face palette to put this highlighter in the inner corner. Quite relieved to be going back to powder, I think. So this definitely works as an inner corner pop of light. And taking it under the brow as well. And just to show you the dry down of these, they really do dry down, not budging. They already feel quite dry on my eyes, and I did feel that when I put the powder, the highlighter on, it was going straight on without feeling any sort of wetness at all. And if I take a fluffy brush, can see how I can go around the edges without anything moving because it is completely set down, so it dries down quite quickly, and I think it will be there for the day. So I'll just go off camera and do my mascara, and then we can look at the lips. So I've gone in with some brown mascara, and that is the final look. Now they've dried down, I think they actually look a bit better. So I do quite like the finish. I just still feel like this looks a bit patchy, but then I don't know if that's just the way it's coming across with me looking underneath the light. So I'll be very interested to see how this is coming across on camera and how you think it looks. From here, just looking straight into my mirror, I like the way both of them look. But when I look at it like this, that's where it looks a bit patchy. But anyway, they have dried down, so they feel very, very comfortable. There's just no stickiness whatsoever. So they are very quick and easy to apply, just whether or not you like that finish. I certainly love this one though. I really do like that one. So very easy, and I quite like the fact it gave me enough darkness underneath the eye not to want a liner. I think the green one is potentially dark enough, but I'm sort of wanting a liner. But I'm leaving it as it is to show you how these can be worn alone. Anyway, let's move on to the lipstick. So the lipsticks from this collection, again, come in this gorgeous packaging. So these are the Silky Matte lipsticks. These are £25 each. And here's how they look. Fabulous, aren't they? I love them. Absolutely love them. This one is Luxe Be a Lipstick. So I'll do a swatch of that on my hand. That is a stunning shade, that one. Really nice. So I'll try this one on first. Whoa, that is very pigmented. So I certainly wouldn't want to build this one up, but I haven't gone in with much, so I think this could be built up. So I'll just put a tiny bit. Now I would not wear it with more, but let me just, for review purposes, I'll put a bit more on. So there we are, built up. It's not making too much difference actually, but that first application was quite something. So very pigmented, very bold for me, but I still quite like this colour. Very much a party shade. I'd have to feel brave to wear this one. Very comfortable. I do love their mattes. They are really soft. So the MACXIMAL Silky Matte formula is the new reformulated matte they came out with last year, which is basically a creamier, more skincare infused type of matte finish, which is very comfortable, very complimentary on the lips as well. Doesn't particularly emphasize lines, locks in colour for a good few hours as well. MAC is probably one of my #1 lipstick brands. I love MAC lipsticks. I don't think there's ever been a fail for me with them. I really love them in lots of their formulas. This one is particularly good. So anyway, this one is a Luxe Be a Lipstick. So what do you think of that? And so the other one in this collection is called Timeless Taupe. So this shade is more of a wearable everyday shade. Probably something I'll get a lot more use out of, in all honesty. So here is Timeless Taupe. So you can see the whole collection there on the back of my hand before I wash it all off. And I'll just apply this now. Well, that's a beautiful shade. One I think goes a little better with this look I've got, even though my eyes are slightly different. They don't look massively different, do they? So I think that with either of these eye looks, I think it would go with the green or that purple. I really like that. I think that this will go with so many looks as well. This really is a sort of neutral type of shade that will fit with everything. Very nice, very, very nice. So that is the full collection. The only thing I've got left to show you are my picks from the Nude collection release. So I'll just take this lipstick off and we can look at what I picked up from there. So when I looked at all of the Nude collection colours released from MAC, some of them releases of old shades that were popular in the past, I believe, and some of them are new. There was only one that I really thought I wanted for me. I'm not a massive fan of those really light nudes, and I'm not a fan of the really dark. So I've gone for one that I really like the look of, but this was the only one that appealed to me. There are different formulas in this Nude collection, and the one I chose was based on shade, but I still like the formula because it's actually the same formula as the ones I've just shown you. So this is the MACXIMAL matte formula, and the shade that I have gone for is Cool Teddy. So here is Cool Teddy. So even now I'm thinking, is that going to be too light? I don't like these really light browns on me, but hopefully this will work because I love Velvet Teddy. So I'm hoping, I've liked everything that MAC have made with the word Teddy attached to it so far. So hopefully that will work. And the liner they recommend that you use with this, I actually bought with it. So that one is the lip pencil in Soar. Now this isn't part of the Nude release, it's just the shade they recommend. If you go on the MAC website and you look through the pictures of the lipsticks, they always have a section where they recommend a lip liner. So here is Soar, the recommended one. And that does look like it'd be a lovely match actually. But one thing I want to show you, which I'm not going to try on because these grip and I will struggle to get it off, but I'm definitely going to be using this one regularly, I think. And this one is from the Nude releases. So this one is called Cool Spice. And I think that this is going to be a really popular shade. I can see that everyone wanting this, honestly. So here is the Cool Spice. And I'll do quite a thick swatch of this on my hand to show you. So this would be nice all over the lip actually, wouldn't it? Oh, do you know what? I'll just try it and hopefully it'll come off, hopefully. Also, I'll do this as an all over the lip look. They are so creamy and easy to apply. So there it is, just as a liner, and I think you should be able to tell from that just how good this is going to be as a neutral liner that will go with so many looks. This is a lovely shade, but I am now going to take it on the side and put it all over the lip. So there it is, all over the lip. It does feel, it's creamy as a liner, but when it's all over the lip it feels really dry, and you can probably see the lines in my lips. As I'm speaking anyway, if I keep my lip really still, they look okay. As soon as I start to speak, you can see all these lines here. So I think it desperately needs some sort of clear gel. I meant gloss. So I've got the Lancome glittery one here from the holiday collection. And that really changes the whole look, doesn't it? Yeah, this liner is going to be a staple for sure. I'm going to take this off quickly before it dries down too much. Hopefully this will come off. Well, I got that off quite easily, it wasn't too bad. So now I'm going to try Soar as my liner. Lovely, lovely shade this. So I've applied that in quite a thick line, so I'm now going to soften it a tad. And then go in with Cool Teddy. So I'm really interested to see how these two look together. Perfect match. They really are a perfect match. I love that. I love it. The Teddy range continues to be my favourite range from MAC. Love it. I really, really do. And that's the fourth lipstick I've tried, yeah, the fourth, because I did put that liner on. So I've had to take on and off, and my lips still feel absolutely fine, even though I've got the driest lips on the planet. So that shows how creamy these formulas are. So they're just hydrating my lips and they don't feel like they're stinging or anything. So that's really good. So what do we think of Cool Teddy with the liner in shade Soar? 10 out of 10. So that is my final look. I've tried everything on now from the Lunar New Year collection and my picks from the Cool Nudes, or the Nudes collection rather, from MAC. And I'm a big fan of MAC. I tend to want everything from their releases and they very rarely disappoint. There's almost always something in it I really love. And surprisingly for me, probably the real standout was actually the face palette. And like I said, I say surprising because I just thought it looked a bit boring. But the way I was able to use this for everything, I'm really, really pleased with it. I think it is perfect. I've done my whole face with it. I haven't used anything else at all for blush or for highlight or for my crease shade or for my inner corner or under the brow. It's covered all of it. So it's contoured, it's bronzed, it's blushed, it's highlighted, and it's done my eyes, which is fantastic. If it just had a stand-up mirror instead of this drop-down one, I'd be happy. The case itself is quite solid. I'd like it to have this snake print, as I said, that came with the box. That's my only slight complaint to MAC about that, but otherwise I don't really mind about the mirror because you can hold it up like this, so still works. But anyway, very, very pleased with that. I think the formulas are fantastic, so I highly recommend this one. This is going to be a very, very useful palette to keep and to use regularly. The Dazzle shadows, as I'm looking at them, they're growing on me. I didn't love it as I applied it, but I really do like this purpley one. And I like it with the bronze in the crease. I think they go together really well. Green, which I thought would be my favourite, looked a little bit too patchy for me in the way it shifts. But when I'm looking further away without my eyes like this, I like the way it looks. So I'm not unhappy with it. I'm just not as in love with it as I hoped I'd be. But I would definitely like to try this white one. What was it called? The white one, the Auspicious. I would like to try this one all over the lid because I really like this. But I do think for all of them, I would go in with some sort of matte underneath. I don't know which, maybe a pale green and then a pale purple or a blue underneath this. I'm not sure entirely. I will play around with them, try them more as toppers rather than standalones. But obviously I've used them here as standalones. They're the only things on my eyes other than that bit of bronze in the crease. And they've worked to line and everything else. The dry down is very good, so these won't budge. These will lock in and stay like this all day. So that is very good. So I'm not massively raving about them, but I'm also not unhappy about them, if you know what I mean. So I would love to hear your thoughts on these. Do you like them? Do you have a favourite? Do you hate the idea? And then the lips. So the packaging on the Luxe Look release I think is gorgeous. I love this. I love this shift in shades. And the two shades, I picked up both shades from the collection and I think they're both really nice. And I think one is definitely the party vibe and one is very much the everyday vibe. So nice to have both options in the collection. And I do think the party sort of red is definitely something that's very good for winter as well. So obviously people wear reds all year, but I think it'd be quite a good party one for the winter. And the other shade, the Nude, the taupe rather, that one would be an everyday shade for the whole year. So both good from that perspective. And then my pick from the Nude collection, another standout from everything I've shown you today. So Cool Teddy is definitely going to become, it's going straight over here I think to sit with my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Fair, which is one of those lipsticks that's never going to leave my desk. I think this one might just be joining it because it is an absolute perfect everyday nude. It really, really is. I love it. And I love it with the Soar liner. So two regulars, I think, going straight into my regular use part of my desk. So I would love to hear your thoughts on everything I've tried on today. Have you bought anything that I've tried today, or are you thinking of it, or do you hate the idea of them? Whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear them. And if you've enjoyed this, please do hit the subscribe and the like button. It's really, really helpful to me. And if you're already subscribed, thank you for being here at the end of another one of my videos. I appreciate you all really, really so much. And I hope to see you all again for my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye.